Hey, this is Alexis. I am clean now for 4 months, except for a time, which was a little small brief time, of 3 weeks in between. So I did relapse, but anyways, I'm 4 months clean except for those 3 weeks. But I just have been praying a lot, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here right now. I've just kind of been feeling led to, like, I know I'm supposed to help people because I've been through so much. Um, my testimony, I really don't know where to begin, but I've been praying and praying, and so I know that with God, I know that I can get it out somehow. It's just so much to get out, and a lot of anxiety and feelings and emotions comes out when I do talk about it. But I'll just start off by saying that meth was my DOC, along with G. I was on heroin for a short time, and I've always had a bitter love-hate relationship with heroin, which they call boy on the streets. So forgive me if I'm using straight terms, because it's only 4 months up out of it. So, anyways, I want you guys to know that no matter where you're at, like, no matter how deep, far down in hell right now you're living, I am living proof that God can do so much for you and take your life and do the unthinkable. Let me tell you this. I'll go back to what all I've been through and what brought me to my lowest point, or one of my lowest points, in just a minute. But I just want to say that this is the biggest thing that's happened that God's done here recently. When I first decided to get clean, I was with my ex. Him and I, is a long story, which I'll tell you later. But he and I have been together for 12 years. We have 2 kids. Beautiful boys, Dylan and Gavin. I love them. They're the light of my life. My mom, who I've always had and has always been my hero and my role model. She's beautiful. I've always wanted to look like her, be like her. She's the one in my life that has instilled all my faith, and all the prayers that went up that saved my life many a times all come from my mom. Needless to say, we're just alike. But she instilled everything that I know of God in me. Well, God too, but my mom has taught me, and a lot of times she probably didn't think I heard her even when I was little, but all those years and all the, up to I'm 32, she is the main reason of why I have so much faith, and why I know so much about God, and why I know that I'm only here because of God. I went to rehab, September the 30th. My husband and I, my ex, and we were going to try to be clean. I will say I was faithful, loyal to him for the first 10 years of our marriage. We were together for 12 years, so I do admit I have shame, and I'm not proud to say, but I did cheat a lot. It comes along with meth, of course, if you know about meth, the past 2 or 3 years. Anyways, we were going to try rehab, because he went to prison for a year. And when he got out, ended up, I was with him. Kind of had to be. I didn't really have much of a choice, but we'll go into that later. We were going to try rehab. We went to a couples rehab in Decatur. Awesome rehab. Amazing people. Met a lot of good friends there. It's a wonderful place. We were there for about 2 weeks. It was the week before Halloween, actually, because we had plans to go out on Halloween, and we got a pass because we've been doing good, passing our drug test. So I walk outside. A friend of mine tells me to walk outside, and she asked me if I have any warrants. Well, thank God at this point I didn't have any. Unfortunately, my ex had been wanted since the day that we had gotten rehab, which we did not know of. Even though he was doing incredibly well, the feds, the U.S. Marshals, were there to come and get him. They wanted to see me. So my girlfriend had came, woke me up, says, come outside. Do you have warrants? I said no. She said, get your shoes on. I said, oh my God, what have I done? Because normally I've done something, but not this time. Or used to. Okay. If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, walk outside, and he's down on the ground, and they are arresting the man that I've been with for 12 years, who him and I got on meth the past couple years, and it destroyed everything that we had good. But as I go and I approach the U.S. Marshals, and I ask them, what are you taking him to jail for? They say embezzlement of millions of dollars and for trafficking, which was a case that he caught while they were building a case. But anyways, they took him away. Well, he's going to be gone probably, most likely, it's almost certain, even though he hasn't been to trial yet, he's going to be gone for the rest of my life and his life. Maybe he might have a little time before it's too late. I'm going to die. I'm serious. He's going to be gone for a long time. And it's Fed time, so, We won't go into too much of his business because that's my kid's dad. But they took him away. And I actually stayed there at the rehab, stayed clean. I did end up getting a friend of mine, which was my best friend, who's now serving 17 years in prison. Anyways, I got him into the rehab. He had one more chance before he was going to go to prison, so I got him into rehab. And I be darned if the devil didn't sneak in with the two of us there, in our past of what we did drugs. I thought I was strong enough to get him there and get him better and make sure I could take care of him, and I was worried about him, but I fell weak, and it cost us both to get kicked out the next day of rehab. We were stuck in Decatur, had nowhere to go, found a place to go. The people wanted me to sleep with the guy there because it was a hooker house in order to stay there. They would set me up in every kind of different situations possible to stay there. They made me feel like I had to sleep with him. But I fought, and I was like, no, that's not me. I have done my shame of what I've had to do in the past, but, it is what it is. But at this point, no more. I was changing everything that I possibly could, bad in me, to make it good again. So I am now here, but when I relapsed, I had a friend of mine come pick me. When I finally found a friend of mine to come pick me up from Decatur, which was almost impossible when you live the meth lifestyle. Like, no one has cars, no one has a driver's license. If you have money, no one's going to pay a lot of money to get all the way to Athens, which is where I ended up, all the way from Birmingham to come pick you up. So that was very, finally I found someone to pick me up. Well, anyways, I get picked up. I get home. I get back in my familiar town. I'm with some friends who I think are my friends, probably about 7 of them. And I thought I'd be okay to just drink a half cup of G. Okay? GHB, if you don't know what that is. I thought I could do it. I'd been clean for 2 months. I just relapsed that once. So what's it going to hurt? Well, I've done G before, but at this time was different. I truly, truly believe that since I'd been clean, I had I I've been going to church, and I had my mind right more so than ever. I drank the G. I scooped out, but I do remember this. I didn't scoop out, really. It was a very, very different situation here. My body was flopping like a fish. If you looked at my body, you would say, yeah, she's going to die. But God allowed me to stay in the same mind frame that I'm in right now, talking to you, okay? I could think just like this. I just couldn't talk like this, and my body, damn, sure didn't look like this. It was flopping like a fish. I mean, I did. I looked like one of them fish. It's like ready to get back in the water, and if you don't put me back in the water, I'm going to bite you or I'm about to die, okay? I was one of them fishes. But, no, God allowed me to have a look at my friends' eyes, and all 7 of them that I thought was my friends. What would they do if they thought I was going to die? If, my body looked like I was going to die, They threw me in the back of a car, and it was freezing. It was cold. For 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours, till the sun came up, and, then I was an inconvenience and in the driveway in a car, so, a cop might come and find me, so they needed to do something, wake me up, whatever. During this time, right, I'm in here, just like this, promise. Looking at the eyes of these people that I thought were my friends, blown away at how they were treating me when they thought that I was going to die. Little did they know I was in there. They didn't know that I was mentally there, but I was. God allowed me to be there. I promise you, it was God. Because the drug I did, it normally doesn't happen like that. So they're calling me like a dog. They're like calling me like a dog. Like, I'm serious. Like, if I was your pet, they was calling me like I was their pet. Well, I wasn't their pet, but whatever, dude. These people I thought they were my friends. But God allowed me to have that moment to look in their eyes and their faces and to see, Alexis, those are not your friends. You were way wrong, So fresh out of rehab, I took a big, that was a big deal to me. I'll never forget that. I will talk about it for a long time. You guys know who you are if you're listening to this, but I just needed to get it out to let people know. When you're on drugs and you're in that lifestyle, there's so much evil around you. You think you have friends. You don't have the friends that you think you have. They don't have your back. They don't have your back. They will tell on you in a minute if it's time for them to go to jail. I'm telling you, there's no good in that lifestyle. But the way I was treated, I couldn't walk for about 2 days because my body was stuck in the floorboard. My foot about was broke because my foot, I remember at one time during that 8 hours, I was freezing my butt off. And they're taking pictures of me, like eating popcorn, it seemed like. It's like I could hear them. Whispering, talking, laughing, like like I was a show, flopping in the back seat of this car, looking crazy as hell, to be honest. But, I was here. My body wasn't. People, you know what I mean? How they were treating me was like I was this awesome movie that just come out. Watch this, get the popcorn, take pictures, bark at her like a dog. She ain't gonna do nothing. Guess what? I did do something, and I changed my life, and I got God. And also, one of the guys, I just have to say, during that time, stuck out in my head, and I said to myself in my mind at that time, I said, as soon as I come out of this, I have got to tell that boy right there, because I thought I had been friends with him for a while, like a year or so. And I said, he's gone totally evil. Like, he's evil. Like, I've got to tell him he needs to get his heart back right with God, because he's treated me terrible. And you wouldn't believe. he was really. I thought he'd be my friend. I promised you would have too if you were in my position. But it was very much a learning experience. Very much of a learning experience. So I will end this because it's been too long now. But next time, I will tell you a lot more of my story. But to beat the odds, though, I come out of it, and I did struggle there for about a week and a half. My mom and my boys, who I hadn't seen in 3 years, actually came to get me, to pick me up from a rehab that I had found after I got kicked out of the other one and relapsed for those 3 weeks. I can't even describe to you how awesome it was to see my kids and my mom. They were dead. I was dead to them. They were dead to me. I grieved the loss of them all before any of us had died. But they, my road I was going down was death. But here I sit, been living with my mom and my boys for 2 months now, doing amazing, actually at my best friend's house, getting to spend time with people who actually love me. I don't have to worry about hiding my purse. I don't have to worry about them stealing, judging me. They love me. It's like, and if you would look at my life just a month ago when I relapsed and I was thrown in the back of that car, or 2 months ago, excuse me, it goes by fast. You would never think, if you'd have told me where I'd be right now, I would laugh. But God, I surrendered everything and gave it all to God and said, God, I'm yours. My driving of this boat ain't working. It's sinking every time. So can you please be my captain? And by God, he did. He jumped on board and we're moving and we're going on cruises left and right. But anyways, I'll leave you with that. Until next time, I'll plan on doing these more. So I got a lot to tell. But hopefully you can learn from it. Thanks and have a blessed day. Mwah! Stay clean.